Boom, like that. All right, ready. I'm logged in. Okay, she's joined. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh no. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, there? Now can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect.
How's it going?
It's going good. I just had class earlier this morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good too. I had class earlier. I had a really early class. I had like a 7:30 class. Oh
Oh
man.
no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had like a 9 o'clock, so it's not too early, but yeah, I was awake.
That's good. That's good. Well, I'm glad you're doing good today. Um, what major are you again?
I'm a public health major and I have a minor in psychology.
Okay, public health major and minor in psychology. That's
Right.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the classes do kind of overlap, so it's not like a total overload of courses, but I can still manage it within my schedule.
Okay, okay. Quick question, Sydney. So I know you
Yeah.
said you're public health and wait, sorry, what was the other one? Public health and
Psychology.
psychology. So what made you interested in business?
Business, I think that it would be good, career interest just to outreach in, my career field. I'm not like defined strictly to like the medical field at all. I
Mm-hmm.
do think that like being a social worker, like HR, um, like working within businesses would be viable option for my future.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so like you're open-minded to learn about, like other careers and things like that then.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay, okay. No, yeah, that's interesting and that's awesome, Me
Hmm.
personally, I love working with open-minded people, people who are ambitious to learn about, a bunch of variety of topics. But
Yeah.
no, yeah, that's
Mhm.
awesome. My name's Christopher. I mean, like, I forgot to introduce myself. Christopher Castañeda. I'm currently here, at UC Merced, and I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree in management business economics, and I'm running my own
Mhm.
business, so the two kind of connect. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to have this meeting, pretty much just so like I can get to know you more, you can get to know me more, because we just met right now, and or it's on Zoom. So
Yeah, right.
yeah, we won't touch so much about business. It's kind of more just getting to know each other, seeing if our goals, seeing if our values align. Um, so that's pretty much like what I want to get out of today's meeting. Seeing if you're someone who's like a like-minded individual, and who has like a vision, pretty much of like a plan of like what they want to do. But
Exactly.
yeah,
Sounds
I mean, with that being said, I kind of like to tell you a little bit about myself. I know you said that, you know, you're what, you're like double majoring right now.
yeah, I have one major, but I'm planning on seeing if I could get a community and research minor as well, so possibly two minors.
Okay. And that would be at like a community college then, right?
I think I would be able to complete it at UC Merced as well.
Oh, okay, okay. I didn't even know you can do that. That's
Oh,
interesting.
I applied for the minor request, but the registrar still hasn't gotten back to me. I hear they're a little delayed. I've spoken with other people where they
Mm.
haven't heard back either, so I might have to follow up on that.
No, yeah, definitely, definitely. No, but yeah, I mean, I kind of just, wanted to tell you uh, a little bit about myself. I'm only taking one major. I'm just majoring in management, business economics. I did want a
Mhm.
minor as well in, I forgot what it was called, but it went really well with business. Uh,
Mhm.
I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I remember I also wanted to possibly minor in mathematics, but math is not my
Oh,
strong
wow.
suit. So I was like, you know
Mm,
what?
it's tough.
Let me not do that. But
Yeah.
no, yeah. But I wanted to tell you, like a little bit about myself, like why, I'm doing this business because I mean, let me ask you, like how many students, like college students do that are currently running their own business?
No, none at all. I was very surprised to look through your LinkedIn and see that you are still a UC Merced student and running a business. So I found that very impressive.
Like, I appreciate that. What year are you?
I'm a third year currently. What
Okay.
about you?
Third year? I'm currently a second year.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I, came here in my first year, was very, I would say off track. If I'm being completely honest, I wasn't the person I am today. Uh, I like, would go out and party a lot. I'd go out drinking, I'd go out
Yeah.
smoking, and just doing all the things that, I would say like maybe like typical regular college student might go out be doing their first year. I'm a first generation college student, so I never really had that guidance by my parents to like what to do and what not to do, and so I kind of just came here and I was like, oh, you know what? It's UC. I want to go to parties. I want to live the college lifestyle, and so in doing that, that really negatively impacted me, scholastically, but also me personally, like my mentality, my way of thinking, and my overall goal was to come here to college so I can get a nice job, get that degree, make my parents proud, but as I was, completing um, my first year in college, like I just felt bad inside because I was like, my parents would call me, oh, how's school going? I'm like almost failing classes. I'm like, oh, I'm doing great, so I'm like lying to them, and it didn't feel good doing that. And me personally, I've always liked to give back to my parents. I've always, wanted to help them, financially in any way possible. Because I mean, they both immigrated from this country. My mom when she was 6, my dad when he was 16, and because of that, I really want to give them that future that I can give them, like
Mhm.
a really nice future because they've been working their whole lives, and I don't want
Yeah.
them to continue working their whole lives.
Right. Yeah. That's nice. So you've changed a lot since then.
No, yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say just this business changed me, but the mentorship definitely changed me because
Oh.
we have this business platform, but we also have a mentorship. So essentially what you're doing right now, this is like the first step, to earning the mentorship. We have a 7-step selection process on if we see if you're the serious, if you're the right candidate who is willing to learn, but also willing to be coachable. And if I'm being completely honest, it took me about I'd say like 2 months to complete the selection process because I had a lot of objections, had a lot of things come up, but at the end of the day, I would reach back out, to my business partner. His name is Tona, and I worked very closely with him. But yeah, I mean, it was it was a lot. I was working full time at the time, and I was working at the bank, and I was still doing the process. And then I was taking a class online. I was taking like Econ 5. I remember, all online, but I was able to do it. It did take me a little bit longer because I was very busy, very stretched out on time, but like if you really have the will to want to do it, you can do it. My coach, she did it in 3 weeks and I did it in 2 months. So that just shows kind of, if you really want to do this, you can do it in a very timely manner, but you have to show us because it's like a two-way street. But yeah, kind of just touching a little bit more on this mentorship, you know, it's drastically changed me. I'm proud to say I've been sober for like 140 days, almost
Wow.
150, because of this mentorship. Because the association that I hang around with now is completely different than what I used to hang around with my first year in college and even in high school as well. Something
Mhm.
that my coach told me that I really took away from it was that she would tell me, you know, you're the average of the five people you hang around with, and that really
Mhm.
impacted me because I'm like, wow, I never saw it. Like I never thought about it that way, and I would just like think about who I would hang around with, and I'm like, okay, no, yeah, she has a point. Like I would ask my old friends, like, oh, like what do you want to do, like after college? Oh, I don't know, just work. I'll ask my other friend, oh, what do you want to do? They're like, oh, I'm not sure. I'm just living right now, just day by day. Like I don't really have it planned out. My other friend, oh, I'm not sure, bro. I just want to work. And then yeah, retire at like 50. I'm like, dang, man. Like this doesn't really align with me because me personally, I don't want to retire when I'm 50. I don't want to, be old and then have all the money and like live a nice lifestyle once I'm like 50, 60 years old. I want to do that in my
Mhm.
20s.
Yeah, it's quite a ways away.
No, yeah, definitely. And right now I'm 19, so it's like, you know, I'd rather delay the gratification, work hard now, so I can have a lot more fun, soon to come, hopefully. But
Yeah,
no, yeah,
definitely.
this mentorship has really, I'd say, changed my mindset a lot. And not just that, but like really helped me self develop and personally develop. But
Mhm.
I'd say that's just like a little bit like surface level about me. I can go way more into depth. Um, that would take us a lot more time. Yeah, but
Mhm.
I kind of wanted to hear like from your side, Sydney. Like maybe like a little bit about yourself.
Mhm. I would say my college um experience, I definitely wasn't as out there or as doing as much as you, it sounds like, but I do still try to find ways to fit within the community because I do feel like I'm not doing enough and I do feel a little lost. So I do think a mentor would help me set me in the path that I need to go. I've tried joining multiple clubs during my college career, and I haven't really found one that I feel like I connect with, that I feel like is putting me on the right track. But I have had a couple college campus jobs that have where I've been able to gain valuable experience, um, and that I've enjoyed. But I am looking for another job currently and seeing if I'm able to gain more experience within that.
No, that's awesome. That's great. And like you said, um, I'm actually currently in a club right now. I joined it my first year, second semester. I joined
Mhm.
business society, and for the same reason as you.
Yeah.
I felt like I wasn't really doing much my first year. I'm like, okay, what are you doing, Chris? Like, you're just going to class, you do homework, you have all this free time,
Mhm.
but
Right.
what do I do now? Like, I want to get myself involved. I was just always in my room, like, okay, like if I don't make myself busy, I'm gonna do things that aren't gonna benefit me. Like, oh, I'm gonna go out with friends. I'm gonna go smoke. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go do that. So, Chris, let's be
Right.
busy. Let's go do something productive. Like let's self develop. I don't know. And so
Exactly.
I joined a
Exactly.
club, and I was like, okay, it was nice for that semester. I learned a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. They taught me how to dress professionally, business casual, smart casual. Uh, they sharpened up some of my soft skills, for my interviews, things like that.
Mhm.
But now, I mean, I'm the director of the entrepreneurship department. Um, I really like it, but at the same time, um, my business has taught me, like, I'd probably say a lot more in a shorter period of time than I've learned in business society. Just because, some people there, they might, and I'm not trying to talk bad about business society. Like, I like it. I've been in there for, like, I'd say, like a year now. But I don't know. Like, things look really well, and then once you join them, they're like, oh, okay, this is how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not trying
Oh.
to bash on my club, but I mean, it's, eh. Yeah.
It, because
But
that's the club that runs some of those like pop-up events where people sell. or small businesses sell their items like on campus, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually
Mhm.
participated in one of those too for the Halloween one.
Oh, I think I went to that one.
Really, I
Yeah.
may have seen you there then.
Maybe.
No, yeah, but no, and just like you said, you're currently seeking employment. I'm seeking employment as well. I had a seasonal job here in Merced. It just ended not too long ago, and yeah, I mean the pay was great. I liked it, but you know, it was like a seasonal job, so like unfortunately it ended. But yeah, I'm also looking for employment, and that's because you know, like I said earlier, I like to keep myself busy. Maybe if it's not like personally developing myself, but I'm definitely developing my finances and they're going up. So you
Nice.
know, I
Yeah.
definitely want like I'm searching for a job as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to ask you. I know you said you like you were seeking like you wanted like a mentor, and I kind of like want like leaded me to ask you this question. You know, like, do you have experience with like mentorship or like, you know, who do you go to when you ask for advice?
Typically, I look for resources on campus, um, and see what's available that pertains to my specific issues at the moment. Normally, UC Merced is pretty good at offering a multitude of different um, resources that I'm able to use. Um, but just in general, yeah, I haven't had extremely large issues where I've needed to like speak with more than just the people at the resource center.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and I mean, me personally, like I'd say like when it came to I'd say like having a mentor or like you know seeking someone's advice, I would just go to like my dad,
Oh, right. Yeah.
and if I'm being honest, like yeah, I still go to my dad, ask him advice, but
Yeah.
now when it comes to like I'd say maybe like financial advice, or when it comes to how can I say something about I don't know like me wanting to like develop myself in a certain way, you know, I'm gonna go reach out to my coach now, go reach out to my mentor because you know they failed a lot, so you know they can tell me what not to do, and
Mm-hmm.
not just that, but it's like also like in a way of um, like let's say I followed my dad's advice, and I love my dad, I love my parents, I love both of them, but let's say I follow my dad's advice, you know, my parents right now aren't doing too well financially. If I listen to my dad, wouldn't I end up like my dad?
Yeah, that's true.
And see, I didn't even have like the mindset or like the way to like critically think that way until
Mm.
my coach really broke it down. She was like, Chris, your dad right now, you know, he's not doing too well financially, you know. She's like, I'm not gonna stop you. You can listen to him. But if you listen to him, wouldn't you end up the same way as him? And I was like, it took a moment for me to process that. I'm like, wait, Kwan, you're right. Her name's Kwan, by the way. And
Mm.
she has a lot of knowledge. But yeah, no, and I appreciate you know you being transparent with me. You know, using the resources here at UC Merced. That's actually pretty smart. Something that I you know I should probably you know do too, or something I probably should have done before in the past. But yeah,
Mhm.
I would just like call my mom or like my dad. Um,
Right.
but
Mhm.
no, yeah, I mean, kind of like something else I wanted to ask you um, is like this might be a little bit of like a question that might make you want to think a little bit more, but I kind of wanted to ask you know like how do you want to live your life?
I do value stability within my lifestyle. And I think that just knowing on a daily basis how I want to go about my day and having goals set in place just so I know what I'm working for on a day-to-day basis and just having stability within every aspect of my life would be like the most comfortable. And it's a bit difficult to attain that in college. So I'm just working towards gaining more um, stability, I guess.
No, yeah, I appreciate that response, and similar to you, that's something that I really value as well. Stability. Why? Because that kind of goes, along, like family stability. Like with relationships, uh, financial stability. Emotional stability, and I really value that too. If I'm being honest, I go out on runs like 3 days a week, just so I can, like be sane up here because I'm so busy. I'm like, okay, I need some time for myself. I need to, go, go out and just be with the nature.
Right, definitely.
No,
Getting
yeah,
your mind off is cool.
no, yeah, and I do that a lot because my freshman year I did a project on that for writing 10. Like, oh, I want to see like how mental health and exercise how they correlate together, and like I learned that like a 15-minute run can like reduce depression by like I think 33%. I'm like, that's crazy. If I
Wow.
run for like an hour, I won't ever be depressed. I'm good.
Yeah, that's good logic.
No,
Yes.
yeah. So I'm like, okay, it was 33. Like, let me just do more. So I'll be good. But no, yeah. So I try to do that. I try to keep myself, take care of myself as well. But
Right.
no, yeah. There was no wrong or right answer for that. I just want to see like how you would respond to it. Like what you think about that. But yeah, I'd say make me personally, just like you said, I want to have that stability lifestyle, but I also want to have that business owner lifestyle because at first I would kind of just always see it on social media. Oh, I have this nice car. Oh, I have this. Like, kind of mostly about money. But me, like I've always tried making money a bunch of different ways as a kid. Like it's not that hard to make money, so that's not really what I'm going after because if I wanted to, I could just sell whatever I have. I can make money. But what I value a lot is stability and time
Mm,
because my money, I can you know get rid of it and I can make it back. But my
mhm,
time, once I give it to someone or once I invest into something, I can't get that back. So
definitely.
I'd say that's something that I value a lot, and that's something that I just learned how to value once I started my own business because I didn't really look at it that way. Because you know, a lot of people are working 9 to 5, so they're trading their time for money. So
Mhm.
they're trading me personally. They're trading something more valuable for something less valuable, and I'm guilty of it too. I worked a 9 to 5 before, and when I was there, I was like, man, I don't want to do this my whole life. Yeah, I like the money, but like I'm only happy once like that paycheck hits like once it's the second week and I get paid.
Yeah, definitely.
But when I'm just there, I'm like, dang, I'm just sitting here helping people with their transactions, with like their things. And like there was at times I would get happy about it, like help someone like buy their first home, and I'm just there a bank teller like getting out a bunch of thousands of dollars out for them. I'm like, okay, this is awesome, but um, yeah, and like I had this one coworker, um, and I asked her, I'm like, oh, like how long have you been working? She's like, oh, I've been here for 19 years. And I was like, oh wow, really? Like I was impressed. But at the same time in my head I was like, okay, Christopher, like, do you really want to be working here like a 9 to 5 like your whole life, like 20 years? Like I was like, no. Like, okay. So yeah, I was like, we know we have to do something else. So, you know, I do like
Mhm.
working because, it's active income, but
Right.
I'm a lot more smart about it now. I try to get, a job that like is worth, you know, my time. So I've kind of just only been slowly moving up the ranks in jobs and like pay raise and stuff like that because I try not to like go back down and trade
Mm,
more of my time for for less money. But
yeah.
no, yeah, um, I saw you nodding your head a lot. I feel like you kind of agree with me on that.
Yes, definitely. That's very true. I think some of the lower paying jobs can be tiring, especially with long days. And yeah, I think it's better to have bigger goals than that.
No, definitely. No, yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, kind of like while we're like on this line, I'd say like of money. I wanted to ask you, um, you know, like what does financial freedom mean to you?
I believe financial freedom would be having the ability to spending your money however you like, or if you need to ever buy something, just being able to afford that and not have to worry about your finances and how you allot them.
Yeah, that's great. Me personally, same way, financial freedom would be like the same thing for me, being able to swipe my card wherever I'm at and not having to look at my bank account. And, not just that, but, also being able to, you know, spend time, with my family.
Yeah.
Because if I'm being completely honest, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to give back to my mom and dad. And not just give back in the way of, oh, giving them money, but being able to retire them from their job in the next 5 years,
Wow.
because I see this business as the vehicle to reaching that destination of retiring my parents. Right now, they're both, my dad's 41, my mom's 40. So I know if I work very hard right now, I can, retire them in the next 5 years. And you're gonna be like, oh, Chris, like, you're crazy. Like, what? How are you gonna do that? But
Um,
kind of like, I'd say, based off like this financial freedom question, I wanted to kind of go a little bit more in depth, and tell you a little bit about my mentor. I know I mentioned that I have a mentor. His name is Phil, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mention that. But he actually started this business. He started his own business at 18, and he's actually a how do you say it? Um, I don't want to say the wrong word. He came from Vietnam. So essentially, he came. He had no English. He had like no idea what to expect over here in the U.S. And excuse me, he was working like a dishwasher job.
mhm.
And by the time he was 22, he retired himself.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my reaction too. I was like, wow, like what the heck? Like I need to learn from this guy. At the time he was 23, he retired his mom. And at 24, he retired his dad.
Um,
And he didn't stop there. At 25, he sponsored both of his parents from Vietnam and flew them over to the US. And now they live here with him. And, he was able to retire them and give them that great lifestyle just at 25. And when I heard that for the first time, I was like, whoa, I need to meet this guy. Like, like, what the heck? Like, I want to meet him. Like, I want to ask him all these questions. Like, how did he do that? Can he
mhm.
mentor me? Can I learn from him?
Yeah.
And, I actually had the opportunity to speak with him in San Jose in person. Um, I was, well, I'd say like the third step in the process. I had the same exact meeting that we're having with my business partner, and we had a meeting in San Jose, at a hotel. A bunch of professionals, a bunch of other of my business partners were there, and at the time, I was just like a college student going in with the full suit and tie, didn't really know what to expect, and I'm there at my first meeting. I'm taking notes. I'm learning about the business. I'm learning about the company. Learning, learning about how the money works. And the meeting finishes. I walk out, and boom, he's right there, right in front of me, Phil. I'm like, whoa. Like, I wanted to go shake his hand. I'm like, my name is like, I didn't even know how to talk to him. I was like fumbling. I was like, oh my gosh, what do I say?
Mhm.
And I asked him. I'm like, hey Phil, like, you know, I really want to be mentored by you. Like, you know, like, would you, mentor me? Like, if what you're doing is, legal and ethical, because obviously I was a little skeptical. I was like, how did you retire at 22 and like you started at 18? Like, that's only what, like 4 years. So I was like, okay, you
Yeah.
know, I was like kind of like sketched. I'm like, all right, what, like 4 years, like, I know people who work like their whole lives and they retire like 50. So like, how did you do it? He's
Mhm.
like, all right. He's like, Christopher, thousands of people ask me that question every single day. He's like, what makes you different from everyone else? And I was just stunned. I was like, because no one's ever talked to me like that. No one's ever like made me question myself like that. I was like, oh, I was gonna pull up my resume on my phone. I was like, oh, I worked here. I did this. And then he's like, no. He's like, that tells me nothing about you.
Mhm.
He's like, you know how many people lie on the resume every day? And I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Me personally, I try not to lie.
Yeah, me too.
Especially on like my resume because I don't want to tell people something that I'm not. But
Yeah, exactly.
um, then I was like, wow, like he pretty much just like bashed that. I was like, okay, dang. So what does make me different? I was questioning myself, and then he was
Hmm.
like, you know what I look for, Christopher? And I was like, what? Like I was waiting for him to talk. He's like, I look for accountability,
Accountability.
integrity. You know, if what you say matches what you do, and that
Hmm.
by itself, I was like, nah, like yeah, like no, this guy's speaking facts. Like he knows like what he's talking about. And
Right.
yeah, after that, he was like, no, yeah, he's like, just keep moving your way through the process. You'll learn more about the business, but that's really what I look for when wanting to mentor people. You know, people who
Mhm.
are serious, people who are actually gonna be like hold themselves accountable, but also you know do what they say they're gonna do, because a lot of people tell me, oh, Christopher, I want to do business. Oh, like that's great. Like let's set up a meeting. Oh, let's do this. Like I'm 100% gonna do it. Okay, that's great. And then the next day, oh, sorry, Christopher, I don't want to do this and that. I'm like, no, yeah, that's completely fine. But
Mhm.
it just shows though, because it's like you're telling me all this, and then oh, I can't do anymore, or oh, they don't do the work, or oh, they don't want to listen to a 1 hour video that I send them after, and they're like, oh, it's like, so I'm like, okay, it's fine, but I mean, that's why we have this selection process, to see if you're willing to be coachable, if you're willing to learn, and I say, be open minded. But yeah, I mean, that's like a little bit about my mentor. Um, he's like 20, he's 29 right now, I believe, and
Oh, he's still very young.
yeah, he's still very young, and he's still mentoring. He has businesses all around. He has a business in Toronto. He has a business here. He has business in Texas. So he has businesses all around the U.S. and he's very busy. But when he does come, I'd say like to North Cal. Sorry, I didn't even mention I'm from like the Bay Area, so
Oh,
he's
what
kind of
part?
I'm part of. You probably won't know. It's Marin County,
What city is it?
Novato.
Oh, I'm not too familiar with that.
Yeah, most people aren't familiar with it. Every time I tell them, I'm like, dang, nobody knows where Novato is. But I'd say like
It sounds familiar. I've probably seen it on like the news, like when they say the weather
no,
around the bay.
yeah,
But
no, it's probably like you probably know San Francisco. Yeah,
yeah.
so like just 20 minutes driving up, like going north of San Francisco, and you're at my little city.
Oh, that's really close. Wow.
Where are you from?
I'm from the East Bay.
East Bay. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually applied to that college and they accepted me, but I ended up not
Oh,
going.
nice.
No,
Wow.
yeah. So what, like San Leandro?
I'm from Concord.
Oh, Concord.
Yeah.
Okay, I would go there a lot with my family to go to the water
Oh,
world,
yeah.
like the water park there.
Oh, no way. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would always go, like almost every summer. My family would want to go. I'm like, oh, I'm down. But
Yeah, it's like right by I pass by it all the time.
really, and they
Yeah.
have a really cool mall too. I remember when I went not too long ago,
Mm.
like a few years back. I went there with my girlfriend and we went to the mall after like all like kind of wet still. We were like, she's like, I want to go to the mall. I'm like, all right, let's go to the mall. So yeah, that was nice too. But at least I think it was in Concord. Maybe it was in a different city.
There's a huge mall in Walnut Creek.
I
Maybe it's
think
out
I
like
think that's where
right by
yeah
it.
that's where we went then, yeah. 'Cause I
Yeah.
remember it was like
It's
it
basic.
was a
Yeah.
big mall. I was like, bro, what is this mall? I've never there was a McDonald's in it, so I'm like, what the heck?
Um,
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of most of the questions I just wanted to talk to you about, Sydney. I appreciate you taking the time as well, to talk to me. But I mean, from this step on, I kind of just wanted to you know say that this is like I'd say like the first step in the process. You're getting to know
mhm.
me, I'm getting to know you, and so this is like step one completed of steps of 7 steps. And essentially, like, let's say you wanted to move forward, our next meeting would we'd kind of go more in depth about the business, like the business structure, the model, how the business works. And I'd
Mhm.
actually like to introduce you to my business partner. His name is Tona. um, he's actually the one who actually reached out to me with this amazing opportunity. I reached out to you on LinkedIn. He reached out to me
Yeah.
the same way. And
Oh.
When he reached out to me, I was my first year, my second semester, and just like you said, I was looking for more. Yeah, I was starting to do this club. I was doing my major, but I still had some time. I was like, all right, I want to do something more. I know I want to do more. It's like, what else can I do? And boom, it's like God heard me. He's like, okay, boom. I get a message on LinkedIn, and I don't really use LinkedIn that much. I just had the profile set up because, this club helped me set it up, made me like professional headshots and everything like that. And boom, like before we leave campus, for like summer break, um, I get the message. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm all for it. Like, let's do it. I want to learn more about it. And just like you, how you said, how you were surprised that I was starting my own business at 19. I'm a second year. I was surprised by Tona. He started his own business when he was 19. He was still a college student. He goes to San Jose State University. And I was like, okay, I'm always open minded to learn about people who know more than me. Because if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room.
Hmm. Right.
So I'm always trying to learn more from from other people, and that's something that my dad always tells me as well. But yeah, I mean, um, I kind of want to ask like, do you have any questions, concerns?
I would just like to know more about the mentorship. Like, what does it entail exactly?
Okay, yeah. So I actually love that you're asking that question. The mentorship essentially isn't just like a business mentor; it's a whole life 360 mentorship. So
Mm-hmm.
something that my mentor says a lot, is if you're not willing to let me mentor you in life, then don't ask me to mentor you in business, because
Mm-hmm.
your life has a lot to do with what your business is going to be like. Because like you know, let's say me for example, let's say my girlfriend breaks up with me, that's gonna affect me emotionally, and could possibly make me not be so productive in my business, or I'm doing bad in school right now. I'm not getting the best grades, so I really need to lock in. I'm gonna put more time into my school than my business, and that's why I really like this mentorship, because we're understanding, and we're never gonna put you down, and that's something that I really like, because my whole life I've gotten put down by a lot of people who I thought were my friends, and once I actually
Mm-hmm.
came, and like, finished the selection process, I earned the mentorship. There's a lot of people from different backgrounds in this business and in this mentorship that are like gonna guide you throughout the way. Like, we're always gonna help you, as long as like you're transparent with us, because it's a two-way street. Something that I learned a lot at, just starting my business was, if I don't let you know, my business partner, if I don't let my coach know how I'm doing, then how are they gonna help me? So at first,
Mm-hmm.
I was always someone who just kind of bottled everything up, didn't really tell them anything. But I learned that's really not what I should be doing for,
Mm-hmm.
my mental health, you know, me personally, but also, for like my business growth, for me to grow, because that's something that I really like to. Before this mentorship, I wouldn't read. Like, I would not read at all. And, they've slowly helped me to develop, a reading habit again. And I
Mm-hmm.
really like it, because they're helping me in a way that's personally developing myself, but something that I can always have with me and take with me. Like, let's say, okay, I don't want to do this business anymore, but I'm still reading. They're giving me valuable skills that I can still take with me. That's not just business, and that's what I really like about it. We have these six cardinal rules, which is essentially no vulgarity, no smoking, no drinking. um, there's a funny one. It's like, don't mess with honey and don't mess with money. So you don't mess with people's, spouses, girlfriends, and you don't mess with people's money. Like, let's say
Mm-hmm.
you owe someone some money. Okay, just set a deadline, talk to the person, like, oh, can I borrow some money? Boom, set a deadline. All right, here's your money back. But essentially, we have, those rules, so like everything, kind of like formulates good. But that's what I really like about it. I've never really been in an association where people actually care about one another and want to help one another, like uplift them. Because it isn't like business where it's like, oh, I have to step over people. I'm better than you. Like, I want to do that. No, like,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna help you because we want to help you. We want to see you grow. We want to see you make money. So why wouldn't we help you? But
Mm-hmm.
Did that kind of answer your question about mentorship?
Um, yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely.
That's great.
Um, is this program gonna cost money?
I love that. I love that you asked that. So we
Mhm.
believe education should be free. So throughout this whole selection process, we're not going to charge you a single dollar. And if I charge you money, then yeah, I'm doing something wrong. But I'm never going to ask you for money. No. Yeah, so I mean, what we want to see is you invest not money, but invest your time to see if you're willing to learn about this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Wow, sounds like you've gained a lot of valuable knowledge from this program.
Oh yeah, I've gained a lot from this mentorship. I've been to a lot of I said like meetings, um, like when we have like big events, like down in SoCal. A few months ago, I remember actually went to Baltimore for the first time. I'd never been to the East Coast, and that was amazing. I was like in like a big event of like over 10,000 people, and it was just like a life changing event. But just recently, I went to SoCal, and I was actually a speaker. I was like a
Oh,
panel
wow.
speaker, and I was not even expecting that. My mentor was like, "Oh, Chris, I believe you'd be a great speaker," and I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "No, like he's like, I want you to be a speaker for this event coming up." We went to Big Bear. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Big Bear.
I
It's
think I've been
yeah,
there
it's
before.
I've never been there. It was really beautiful. I liked it a lot, and
Mhm.
I spoke in front of a few hundred people. Me and two other girls, we were panelists, and we kind of just took turns speaking, and it was really like also like a life changing experience for me personally because I've always kind of had like that fear of public speaking, but that's why I like this business because they kind of saw that. It's like, okay, you know what? Let's help Chris develop his public speaking, and
Mm,
so little by little, they've helped me, talk in front of the stage first in front of a few, couple people, and maybe like 20, 30 people, and this time was in front of a few hundred people, but it went really well, and I really liked it because I didn't realize how many people I was gonna impact. And after that, I was like, okay, and that was great. The meeting ended. Everyone's kind of just talking together. I had like a swarm of like seven, eight people come. Christopher, how do you do this? Oh, Christopher, like this. I'm like, hold up, like I just started this business. Like everyone's asking me all these questions. Like I'm not the mentor here, but it felt amazing because I was able to really help other people, and that's what I really liked about this business, because I like helping people. Me personally, whenever I can help someone, that makes me happy inside. If I could put a smile on someone's face, then I really value that as well.
mhm. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
That's
Well, I mean, I'm glad that we met up today, Sydney. I'd
mhm.
actually like to send you a video. It's from my mentor actually.
Mhm.
If you're interested in listening to that, um, he's gonna kind of go more in depth about uh, entrepreneurship,
Mhm.
and he kind of made these videos in a way for like people who like go through this process to see if this is really something that they want to continue doing.
Mhm. Like
Yeah.
some,
So like
I'll
I can
check
send
it
you
out.
that video of my mentor Phil, and I recommend maybe taking some notes on like maybe takeaways or things that might have piqued your interest. Um, but yeah, I mean I can just send you that audio there on LinkedIn, and we can kind of just stay in touch there. And once you finish it, we can set up a date and time, and we can meet up again if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll be sure to look out for it and check it out. Thank you.
No, yeah,
Sounds
definitely.
good.
It was great talking to you today, and yeah, that's awesome, Sydney.
Yeah. It
I'm
was
looking.
nice speaking to you today.
No, yeah, definitely. Nice speaking to you as well, right?
Right, yeah. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, likewise. You have a good one too, right?
All right, thank you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.